What is up, y'all? Devontae back in the house. Chelsea 4, Betis 1, and that was an enjoyable Conference League final. I definitely enjoyed that way more. I think it's a no-brainer that it was more enjoyable than the Europa League final that we saw last week, right? Um, you know, too bad for Betis, they didn't win it. Chelsea showing their European heritage. Yeah, congratulations to Chelsea. Also, congratulations uh, to my guy Yasser TV. Subscribe to Yasser TV. And what phase is Enzo Maresca in? One of Pep's disciples actually got to win a trophy, and you could say a big one. It's a European trophy, so that's one more than Supreme Leader Mick Jong Un's zero. You know what I'm saying? What phase is Enzo Maresca in? I was skeptical about Maresca, right? Because he showed some traits of Supreme Leader Mick, right? But today he definitely showed his IQ. He was using his brains, made the right subs, and changed the game. Changed the game. Chelsea got to win the game because they were trailing 1-0, right? A goal from Azazuli, right? That's a Barcelona reject. Well, that's kind of hard to say because he's a good player, talented. But yeah, he was at La Masia. I remember him being at La Masia and he didn't make it at Barcelona. But very talented, very talented. Like, I mean, he might make a move next season. He's looking like he can be a solid winger, even a great winger. He's definitely better than Martinelli and Holtz combined, though. And this guy, man, this update, man, he was cooking Malo Gusto, man. He was sending Busy Bone back to the crossroads. Boom, 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 boom. Tell me what you're gonna do when ain't nowhere to run. That's what Malo Gusto. Yeah, like what you're gonna do when update is coming for you, man. And he was getting cooked, bro. Isco, man, Isco, what a player, bro. Isco's such a, you know, it's just too bad that he never got to play for Barcelona. Because I remember him being a Barcelona fan, right? And when he was in Malaga, like this guy was insane. And then he went to Real Madrid, unfortunately. Unfortunately, like, he still got to win Champions Leagues and all this stuff. Like, I don't think he's complaining about that, but man, imagine him being the rightful heir apparent to Iniesta, man. Like, imagine him coming to Barcelona, man. Maybe they wouldn't have that dip they would have had, but maybe in another universe, the multiverse, maybe, but not in this universe, unfortunately. In this universe, he went to Madrid and still had a stellar career, but what a player. He could have been so much more, bro. But this is a player that's kind of like Isco is a player that would have worked much better in the previous eras of like the Ronaldinho and Aymar, like those guys, man, that get all the freedom and do whatever he wants. Nobody, but or maybe he also had like injuries and all this stuff, So, but yeah, what a player, bro. Those two were definitely cooking though, and also that Cardoso guy. I think he's American, right? Like from what I see from him, he looks stellar though. But they were giving it to Chelsea in the first half. They were dominating the first half. Badiashile was like this. Chelsea started with Badiashile and Neto, right, and had Noni Maduki, right, like KSI on the left hand side. Palmer in the 10, which I don't like Palmer in the 10, man. I don't like Palmer in the 10, and they were just not. They couldn't do anything against Betis, and in the second half, Betis made a substitution, and so did Maresca. They came out of the locker room with Reece James, man, man like Johnny Kemp, right, came into the game, and that kind of like changed the game for Chelsea when Reece James would come in, right, for Bone Thugs and Harmony, Malo Gusto, and then. yeah, that changed the game for Chelsea, right? With Reece James, uh, better defensively. But what also changed the game was Abde, right? He got off early in the second half because he was looking like he was had some issues with his knee or his ankle, or whatever. So we had to come off for Jesus or something like that, right? And that kind of changed the game for Chelsea. Also, this bringing in Sancho to the left side, and then Colwill for Badiashile, moving Cole Palmer more into the right wing or right midfield, right? Because like Cole Palmer is better as a right winger or right midfielder, whatever you want to like put him. Like as a 10, I don't think he's that like he's not good enough. But I feel like as coming off as a wide playmaker, he's more at his best. And you saw that, man. Like just two two actions he had, right? And he changed the game. The cross to Enzo, right? And then the second goal, right? And the move he made, right? That shimmy, say the way he spun that defender and then crossing it to Nicholas Jackson. By the way, Nicholas Jackson, man, you better off going ball, whatever. Like that trim was horrible, bro. That looked like one big tire skirt on your head, bro. You thought you was Mr. T, bro. You looking more like fucking Gex from remember the game Gex? He was looking like Gex, Enter the Gecko, bro. Like what the tone? Like Jesus Christ, bro. That trim was horrible from Nicholas Jackson, bro. And this guy had a 1-on-1 chance, man. But this guy got a touch of a Decepticon, bro. Like this guy, man, with his Transformer touch, bro. Not a good striker, bro. But it shows, man, that they're going for Liam Delap. I think is better than Jackson. And speaking of the right wing, right? Because you got Neto. I feel like Palmer should play there, right? But now you got Steve Urkel coming in, right, from Brazil, as the vow, man. And from what I've seen, he looks talented. He got potential, but I don't know if I would play him over Palmer. I want to shoehorn Palmer into the 10. Absolutely not. Just put Palmer there as a right winger, and then as a 10. Yeah, we should. I don't know who we should put there, but definitely not Enzo Fernandez, because people talking about Enzo Fernandez like he is Cesc Fabregas. He's not even Enzo Maresca in his prime. Like his own manager, he was better than Enzo Fernandez, man. This guy overrated, man. He's just a box crasher, and not even a good one. But yeah. Cole Palmer single-handedly changed the game with those two individual actions that he did, right? Showing his individual brilliance. And then from there on, Betis just collapsed. I think it started with that first goal from Enzo, and they didn't really believe that it could change the game, you know? Defensively, they're horrible. And then that striker that they had, that guy Bakumbu or something like that, man, that guy was horrible, man. I didn't even see him get one ball. That showed that if they had a decent striker, maybe they would have won the game, Betis. But they like that Bakumbu, bro. That guy's better off playing volleyball, whatever it is, or curling, because that guy's like not good. Then 3-1 from Sancho. Great goal from Sancho, man. A lot of people shit on Sancho, man, but I feel like, they don't appreciate Sancho until like they really like give him the trust. Cause you cannot tell me that, right? You ball in Dortmund, right? 2 times, like the first time you're there and the second time he went to the Champions League final last year with Dortmund because of him, right? He was one of the reasons why they made the Champions League final. And then you go to Chelsea, right? And it's just like Maresca like playing this dead ball, you know what I'm saying? And then not really like giving Sancho the trust. Maybe the Premier League is just not built for Sancho, I also would say. Like I feel like in the La Liga he would shine though. Especially since he's technically very sound though. But yeah. I don't know what it is. It maybe it's just also the tactics, and also him just not being built for the Prem. And that's fine, you know what I'm saying? Just because you're not built for the Premier League doesn't mean that you're a scrub, though. A lot of people think that about Sancho, he being a scrub. You know, they make the troops memes and all this stuff. But, you know, some players just like, their style of playing is suited a different league better, you know? It's suited different league better. Like, for example, I remember Brian Ruiz from Fulham. I never thought that he suited the Premier League. I felt like if he went to La Liga instead of like going to Fulham after FC20, he would have maybe been a better player. You know, some people just don't fit the Premier League. Or some people also don't fit La Liga. It happens, you know. It's a thing. And then Caicedo, man, like this guy, you know, looking like Cisco in one of them Drew Hill videos, right, with the mask on and the blonde fade, right? Oh, Caicedo, he made the 4-1. This guy, look. Jeez, he was looking like Cisco, bro. I think it was that video from Drew Hill. These are the times. I remember that song. These are the times. I don't know. With that mask and that fade, bro. That blonde fade, bro. Hey, listen, man. I ain't got nothing against Caicedo. He's a good player, but. Hey, Caicedo, bro. What is with Chelsea players in their weird trends, bro? First you got, you know, saying Sat, like you got Salamander, Nicholas Jackson with this. This man got a big tie skirt, you know, with the mohawk, man, thinking he fucking Mario Balotelli, bro. This guy, and then you got True. These are the times around. Caicedo, oh my lord, bro. Chelsea, man. Oh. I'm dying here, bro. But yeah. Conference League for Chelsea, man. Congrats again. And actually, this is a good season ender for them. You know, they're back into the Champions League. They were celebrating like they just won the trophy. You know, back in the Champions League and to win a European trophy. It's a cherry on top. It's a cherry on top for Chelsea. Of course, not a Champions League or even the Europa League, but it's still a trophy and a European trophy. Conference League, say what you want about it, but, you know, there are two teams that I support. Well, three teams, right? But, you know, Barca is fine. There are two teams that I support that haven't won it, right? And as a matter of fact, are empty-handed this season. Y'all know who you are. I don't have to mention it, right? And, yeah, like I said, what face is Enzo Maresca in, man? What are you going to say now? Oh, you better the Conference League. Meanwhile, you didn't get to win the Champions League this season, but you had the golden opportunity. It is what it is, man. But y'all go ahead and slander Thierry Henry for for pointing out what everybody's talking about. Oh yeah, it's a street. Oh yeah, Thierry Henry, he's jealous again. Bro, first of all, y'all cannot chat to Thierry Henry because y'all still stuck in your mom's basement, smashing your keyboard because you're angry at Thierry Henry for calling out Jim Jones, right? So like, what are we doing, man? But that is the Arsenal fan base in 2025, slandering your greatest player ever because he got criticism. But it's whatever, man. I've already made a video about that, and of course, it's not going to change until Supreme Leader Mick is kicked out of the club. But it will happen. Trust me. Trust me. Everything is falling down. Slowly but surely. Next season, you'll see. And it all depends on the moves that they're going to make in the off season, right? Which players they're going to get. And you'll see the players right? The players that are going to come, right, are going to be a reflection of, all right, this ones are brought in by Berta or this ones are brought in by Arteta. Y'all see. But yeah, not going to get into Arsenal. Right, it's a Chelsea video, and we're going to end it with that. Subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. Comment down below what your thoughts. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Caicedo, bro. No. You know what it is? Hey, I'm done, man. I'm done. Like, comment down below. I'm out.